Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and a certified strength and conditioning specialist. And today I'm going to bring you through a full body Bosu workout. Today's first exercise is going to be a Bosu Burpee. So what I'm going to have you do is start with your feet about hip width apart. Squat down and place your hands on the outside of the Bosu ball. Now we're going to jump our feet back into a plank position, perform a push-up, jump our feet back in towards our hands, and then we're going to press the Bosu ball overhead. When you're lifting the Bosu ball, I want you to think about keeping it nice and close to your body. This way, we're eliminating any extra stress on the low back with lifting. Next up, we're going to be performing a lateral Bosu step over. So as you can see, I'm going nice and quick, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. I'm on the ball of my feet, and we're doing really soft touches. This is great as a lot of exercises that are performed in the gym are very forward and back, but now we're doing some side to side, which is going to be targeting the outer hip muscles. If you're new to this exercise, I would suggest starting off slow and building up speed as you get more comfortable. It'll also be a little bit more of a challenge with balance if we do decrease the speed of this exercise. Our third exercise is a Bosu reverse lunge with a step up and march. So I'll have you start off directly in front of the Bosu ball, perform a reverse lunge. And when we're doing that reverse lunge, we want to think about keeping our front and our back knee at about 90 degrees. And then once we step up onto the center of the Bosu ball, I'm going to have you lift the other leg back up into about 90 degrees. This is going to be extremely challenging as far as stability of the ankle, knee, and hip go, so you may find yourself losing balance, and that's okay. We want the challenge because that's going to make our balance better. Another reason why I really like this exercise is because it almost forces you into having good posture. When you're doing your lunge, your torso is upright, and as you step onto the Bosu ball, it's almost as if you feel like you need to extend towards the ceiling. Make sure to perform this exercise on both legs, and if the Bosu ball is too challenging for the balance portion, you can definitely do this on the ground. Our next exercise is going to be an uneven push-up on the Bosu ball. So your hand is going to be in the center of the Bosu ball while your opposite hand is on the ground. Your feet are going to be about shoulder width so that you can maintain a neutral pelvis as we push up onto the single hand that's on the Bosu ball. By having the hand up on the Bosu ball, again, we're focusing on increasing the stability of the joints at the wrist, the elbow, and at the shoulder. More importantly, we're strengthening a muscle called the serratus anterior that's underneath your shoulder blade, which allows and helps with shoulder movement. One of the most challenging things about this exercise is not allowing your pelvis to over-rotate. You want to try to keep it as neutral as you can. Another tip that I have is put a yoga block on the low back and try to balance it as you're performing this exercise. Our next exercise, we're going to be back in standing, and we're going to be performing some quick feet on the Bosu ball. The objective of this exercise is to have the quickest feet that you can with the lightest touches. This can be performed while staying in one place, but I opted to do an around the world where I'm going from one side of the Bosu ball to the next. This adds a little bit more coordination and skill. Our next exercise is going to be back down to the ground where we'll perform a single leg glute bridge. I want you to think about digging your heel into the middle of the Bosu ball. This is going to help get a little bit more activation out of your hamstring on the working leg. And when you're lifting your hips, think about keeping your pelvis nice and parallel to the ground. I don't want to see any tilting. Something else that can also make this a little bit more challenging, if you look at my arms, they're on the ground. If you were to cross your arms over your chest, this is going to make the stability of the exercise a lot more difficult. To finish up today's circuit, what I wanted to do is I wanted to gamify the Bosu ball. So we're going to be performing a plank, grab a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, or a golf ball, and put it on the flat side. So the goal is to not let the ball fall off of that flat surface And what I like to try to do at first is just get it to land in the middle of the Bosu ball. If that's too easy, then you'll see these little nodules on the outside of the Bosu ball, and I basically tell people to try to get that ball to touch each of those 6 nodules. As far as your planking form, I just want you to think about not letting your hips or your shoulders sag. When you think about the shoulders, you should be thinking about stretching the fabric on the back side of your shirt, as well as tucking in your belly button and bracing your core. I'd have you complete this circuit around 3 to 5 times, and if you liked this workout, please like, subscribe, and share my content so that more people can see this awesome Bosu ball workout.